Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to another episode of Design Blind Date. On today's episode, I'm talking with Anfisa Bogomolova. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She's a UX designer based in Prague, and she shares tons of valuable insights on her Instagram, which she's huge on. She also has a YouTube channel, so if you're not there, make sure to subscribe. On this episode, among other things, we're talking about how she used to freelance for global international clients from Prague remotely, doing UX projects or even flying over to the design sprints, among other things. So this is a great conversation. She's also got fun personality, so she's always fun to listen to. Enjoy. Hey, Anfisa, what's up?
Hey,
So
how
good
are
to
you?
finally
I'm
talk
good.
to you.
I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's so great to finally catch you face to face. I've been following you for so long, and
Yeah, same here. Same here.
so it feels like we're already friends, even though we never spoke live before.
Yes,
But we did message a lot.
yes, but I'm totally sure that you started earlier than I started, because I remember I was even influenced by your energy and all of this passion to share everything, every step.
Oh my God, I just saw a few of your YouTube videos and the energy was so high. I was wondering if that's for the YouTube or or you're always like that.
No, people tell me I'm always like that, and also people tell me I speak very fast. So I'm
That's
trying to
good.
slow
That's
down a little.
awesome.
Last time
It
I
works well.
gave us like a talk, and people told me it was like 1.5 speed on YouTube.
I have that problem too, where I'm afraid I just gave a talk in Poland and I was like trying to go through everything so fast that I finished before my time, but I was afraid like maybe people won't understand everything.
Yeah, well, I had that issue because people tell me, okay, we only have half an hour, and my talk was maybe like for 45 minutes. And totally, I was like running, and it's kind of hard to get the feedback from people immediately if it's too quick or if it's okay speed. So you would have to only understand it after you gave a talk and people give you a feedback. It's kind of tricky.
So you just said like last few days have been tough, like, and you haven't been sleeping a lot. So what's going
As you
on?
can see my eyes. Yes,
No, you
sort
told
of.
me.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Is
Oh,
everything okay?
yeah. Well,
Is that like
basically, it's
new
just
job?
little.
You have a new job, right?
Yes, it's little busy period in my time, like in my site, because basically I'm still trying. I have like few client, like two lasting freelance projects. I really wishing to wrap up soon. We'll see. Also started this full time job, which is okay because it's not really like comparing to startup scene and comparing to all this constant freelance hustle that you have to do this and that. It's really chill because it's kind of corporation, so they give you a lot of time, and I sometimes feel like I'm coming to the job to just relax and to just drink some coffee and just have my time. It feels much easier.
Do you go to an office?
Yes,
Are
I'm going
they
to an
like
office. You need to be
okay. And
presented in
it's in
there
Prague,
because
right?
it's in Prague, yes. I need to work with developers. It's like we have only 3 designers and maybe like 15 developers. And it's really, our job is all about making it easy for developers. We are building a system and design system. And also like I'm trying to launch the course for forever. It's been literally forever. Like everything is literally ready, but I had some issues. I don't know why. I'm waiting for like more than 2 days with TNS to be connected to domain, something like that. So I'm like
Okay.
sitting and waiting there, but kind of everything's
But
ready.
all the content is ready?
Not
Oh
all.
wow.
Actually,
No?
I'm
No,
starting
no.
with 50% ready.
Okay,
I
got
understood
it.
that if I'm going to shoot it all forever, it's going to take forever and people will just abandon waiting. So I just need to start
Got
with
it.
something with like a pre-sale kind of midpoint and then every week to update it.
Wait, so you have 2 freelance clients, 1 full-time job,
Yeah.
working on an online course.
Yes.
What's about, and you used to be involved in a startup as well. Is that
Not
still going
anymore.
on?
No,
Not
it's off
anymore?
for now.
It's off?
Now we kind of run out of money and then we run out also of energy and motivation to keep it up. We
Ah,
could
that's
start in looking
tough.
for new like round and it was kind of a little bit late. We need to we had some people who we hired.
You raised money for this startup?
Yes, we did only like a very seed like we had seed investment, but then we were hoping to get some investment from crowd sale. It was not working because we was in that wave of ICOs. It was really shut at that point, and we were excited, but everything was really not working. So we had to like
that's tough.
Stop it. Yeah, we
long
didn't like say
were you involved
said
in that?
It's gone, but we understood it's gonna be a long break because we don't have any more energy with it.
Yeah, I can totally feel like. And you were one of the founders, or you were just working there?
Yeah, we had 4 founders actually. Like everyone was responsible for the site.
Got it. So that was just wrapped up now. That has to do with the new full-time job, or no?
No, actually, the thing is, we finished it. Well, we kind of had a break from autumn. It's been almost half a year since we're
got it.
Pause.
Okay.
And from that moment, I was only freelancing, nothing else. Until and also working on the course actually. So that was like 2 parallel things. Now it's 3.
Got it. Okay. So what made you pick up the full-time job?
To be honest,
needed somewhere to
sitting
rest.
at home. The biggest issue was like, for an extroverted person as me, I started to be whining a lot that I have no one to talk to, and
got it.
I always was like annoying my husband who's coming back from job. He's tired and he's introverted, and I started to talk, and he was like, "Please get some." And we got a dog, but that was not enough, so I got a job.
It's a good thing they didn't tell you, get a baby or something.
No. Not at that point.
Got it. Wait, when you had the startup, you were working in an office for the startup?
Partly, because our office was in Ukraine, in Kiev, and I was in Prague, so I was frequently going back. And I could come for like 1 month or 2 months and then come back here and work remotely, but at least we were always in touch. We were in Slack and in all this meetings online and stuff, but it was really busy in terms of communication.
And you're originally from Kiev, right? You told
from
me.
another part of Ukraine, but we then moved to Ukraine, to Kiev, yes.
Got it. Really great city. Really, I had so much fun. Yeah, it was chill. I don't know what my expectations were, but it was really nice people, really good food. I enjoyed it.
And quite cheap for you, I guess.
Yeah, it was quite cheap. Yeah. I haven't been to Prague yet. I hear Prague is really awesome as well.
It's a bit touristic comparing to Kiev. Kiev is really like this unexplored gem or something because people don't really go there. But Prague it's really beautiful. It's very chill, much smaller. But I like the life here because Kiev is a little bit harder to move around. And I guess the vibe is a little bit more nervous there. People are always stressed. They want to move somewhere. They want to do this and that. Maybe comparing to Prague, because in Prague everybody's super chill. It's super easy here. It's very accessible. Everything you can get from one side to another in 30 minutes, and life is really chill here. So I kind of like if you want to have a busy work and life here, it's perfect because you won't have this extra stress in your environment.
Got it. So the full-time job was an excuse to get out of the house and work with some people in a team?
In majority, yes, actually, because really I just realized it's not for me anymore. I even was like half a year before I was already like thinking to join one of my freelance clients full-time, but mostly my clients are always remote. It's either somewhere in Latin America or in US or in Russia or in maybe Germany, and it was always like hard for me to be in office. So I kind of was looking always for this kind of environment where I can be involved, be fully presented, which kind of was lacking here. Because Prague is okay, but it's really more about outsourcing businesses, more about like
agencies or stuff like that.
Yes, and I was not into agencies, to be honest. So I was happy that there is like a product company. It's an office. I can go to the office. Everything was pretty good there. So I had no other options but to join.
Nice. Nice. So far, it's good.
Yeah, it's really comparing to what like to how much work you have to do in the freelance and the startups is really good. And I have enough energy after job to continue working on other things.
Nice. So that's really interesting. I think a lot of people are wondering how you can work with clients in Latin America or in the US when you're living in Eastern Europe. How'd you get the clients?
Well, actually, the funny thing is right now it's all coming from social media. I know that you
Really?
are having this policy that you don't want to work with clients who come through like YouTube or something.
No. It's not really a policy. It just doesn't really happen that often to me. And I'm happy to hear that it works for you. Really? From what? Like Instagram or?
Instagram, yes. Before it was also a little bit from YouTube, but not too much. I think I get only 2 clients from YouTube. And it was because of one interview with another girl. She was like very active in like IT community. But that's pretty much it. Like I get 2 clients from YouTube Talk, and mostly it's all from Instagram. And the clients are coming from like absolutely different, how to say, industries. One could be like design agency lead, and they are looking for extra hands because they are like having a remote team. One could be a consultant that helps some other business to, let's say, align with a new strategy. One could be just another designer who are looking for like, hey, we have UI designers, we need UX designers, or even developers who just want to work with you or something like that. So it's just like could be absolutely different cases, and also sometimes like small and medium businesses, but rather more people who are already involved in some projects.
Interesting. So you say, because I would assume, I don't know if your case is like my case, then most of your followers on Instagram are other designers. They're not specifically clients. But you say it might be designers. They're not what?
No, they're not exactly clients, but that's what I'm saying. I guess my biggest target is those other designers who have other studios. For example, it's like a word of a mouth where people would recommend me. So, for example, there's another designer and they need, they have their whatever company or accelerator or whatsoever, and they said like, hey, we need a designer. Here's this girl. I maybe we can join, like ask her to join our project. It was also like people who were not exactly designers but interested in like design thinking kind of. So secret.
That's really interesting.
And for example, there were like business owners who were running accelerators, and they said like, here we have like a couple of startups, let's say in Belgium, and we need these designers to help us to kind of bootstrap these startups. Maybe you can join. We have this startup and we have this startup. Which one do you like? So it's really like people connected to the business, not exactly the business owners.
Nice, really. Yeah. That's a really awesome strategy.
It's 50-50 because you never know who's gonna come. Because for you, I guess you have more like predictable incoming requests. You more or less understand what kind of business it will be, who will redirect you, why they chose you. For me, it will be a little bit random because today I'm gonna get a web project, tomorrow I'm gonna get a UX project, another day I'm gonna get.
No, I also do a lot of types of projects, but I think I'm focused on. I know that for me, it's usually for startups, B2B, with complicated products. I know that I can bring most value. I might get other, projects, but I think I kind of try to limit myself to this specific niche, which I find helpful. But you said, I'll take it if it's interesting and it's I'll take it. But it's really, what I found interesting from what you said is that I always tell the people make designer friends because I get most of my opportunities from my friends,
right.
And it seems like it works for you as well, from what I hear. Yeah,
it's I kind of define it as offline networking, online networking, and if we're talking about online networking, it's like you have to have friends and you have to have business friends. So you really have to sustain 2 of those circles.
Yeah.
And for sure, friends are more long-term, not exactly about business. It's not like they come with a business for you, but for sure there will be opportunity for this.
So how does that usually work? Would they send you a DM or email from your profile?
Actually, starting with DM always.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I have this strange thing with social media that I try to reply every message I have. Some people
me
don't
too.
have.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I know. Some people have like this is like a stress machine, but for me, it's kind of this. It's I think that manipulation when you have this one red dot staring at you works because I'm like, I need to answer this. And even like right now, I'm having even less time, so I'm really stressed about answering everybody. But at least I try to read everything and kind of, I don't know, like or some kind of, I don't know, like leave a late voice message on the run or something. So I'm trying to be as responsive as I can, and so I'm able to have all of these DMs we need the designers. But I guess I think I would.
But then, do you manage that somehow? Like, how do you? I don't know. I used to work with a CRM, kind of know. Okay, this person is. I'm talking with this and this and this person. This one I need to send a proposal to. Like, are you handling it all from Instagram?
I'm at this. I'm actually.
Got it.
I'm a mess with these processes, to be honest. I'm trying to like organize it every time, but it's always on the go. No, but I would say it's not like I'm having a billions amount of like leads per week. I think usually my secret sauce is that if I need to get a client, I need to post a case study in specific industry, and people working in that industry most likely will be triggered to approach me. That happened to me a couple of times. For example, I was posting some case in, I don't know, fintech products or something, and people are like, "Oh, we are working in fintech products. Would you be able to join us?" So basically, I'm trying to trigger it. And if I trigger it, then I would have, I don't know, 5-7 leads per week. But without that, I would have maybe 2-3 maximum leads per week. And not always I'll be able to even proceed to interviews. I would mostly say like, hey, I'm super packed this time, so maybe we can do it later. So it's not like crazy in terms of,
No, but it sounds
sales.
great. It's yeah. And you have like, do you have content strategy like scheduled for Instagram or stuff like that? I know you're super well organized. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Right now,
I'm really bad at this.
Like
I have a schedule for YouTube, but for Instagram, I'm not organized at all.
YouTube for you is the first channel, and for me, Instagram is the first channel, and
it's true. Even though I really feel like Instagram is where everybody is right now. Like I get more engagement on Instagram as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's faster. It's more about fast food, I guess. You can get a lot of content like this there. It's billions of information there, and for sure you want to be in this top 5 circles where everybody would get your particular piece of information. Then, but
what you're talking about, the stories?
Yes, stories. I think working most of all. That's why people are starting.
Now I see everybody. I see everybody make those posts where you swipe for, and it's kind of like a blog post type of thing.
It started, as a matter of fact, I think it started when I started it like a year ago. I was really surprised at one point because everybody. So there was the point in Instagram where everybody was just posting like nice pictures, nice shots, and nice stationaries. And I started to have like very long reads. And I was thinking, what if I start to have this very long read into carousel? Let's just check it out. And I just break down by like bullet points it was really basic, just text in the slider. And I was super surprised by the engagement. It was like skyrocketed for me. And I was like, wow, it's really working. And at that point, I was actually talking a little bit with the other guy you've interviewed before, like Lubos Volkov.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, hey, look, it's really kind of thing that works a lot. And I just remember I shared it with him, and then I was keep doing it. And then maybe half a year after, I see like everybody's doing it. But I was not really advanced in it.
Everybody's doing it right now.
Art with it, like pictures, like collage or nice typography.
No, typography, it's
crazy. It takes so much time.
Post.
Like I wonder how much people spend on it. I already spent 1 hour on it or something.
Yeah, I really want to do it. I mean, I can see it works. I see it everywhere, and I see it looks so good. And it's also, I think it's a good format. But I'm like, for me, there's just no way. Like until I find maybe somebody that can help me do it, I just can't do it. It's so much time.
I bet. Yeah, it's totally like you definitely have to find somebody who will do this.
So do you actually schedule time for Instagram in your calendar, or is it just something that you do on top of everything else?
Right now, on top of everything else, for sure. Before, I used to have like in the weekends. I used to have like impulsive way of posting. I would have some situation, or I don't know, something happened in my work, and I had like a thought about it, very strong thought, and very massive. I would make a note in the notes, and per week I would have like maybe like 4 or 5 notes, really messy. And then the weekends I would take a time to just try to organize this thought, and if it makes sense for me, even a few days after, I'll post it next week, and also make some visuals for it. Also, I would used to have maybe once a month or twice a month, not twice a month, once a 2 months, like a photo kind of small session, just to have at least 5 shots for another post I will need to have in a month or so. And I used to have some content ready before, but now I really don't have any time. And in the weekends, like my husband starts to be very jealous about the time, and like I have to meet some friends sometimes, so I don't have any more this time.
You have to meet friends sometimes. You don't want to, you have
like,
to.
I feel really like, not to say ashamed, but I feel like everybody's chatting there, like they're having chats and they organize picnics and everything. I'm never responding to them, and I feel like it's not nice because I'm ignoring them or something.
I know all my conversation in my WhatsApp is like everything is muted, and then I come back home and my wife tells me, "So we're going to this weekend. Did you see all the?" I'm like, "No, just tell me what to do."
It's same as me. Like I'm asking, like, "So what are we doing this weekend?" Okay, picnic, great. Like, let me just give me a time slot for this.
Exactly, is it in my calendar?
Yeah, I need to put it there.
Nice. And I see, actually, I just saw that you're on your last story. You were very frustrated with Webflow. I'm like, I'm never using Webflow again.
Yes, I was really frustrated yesterday. I think I just needed to have more sleep. And I was like, I need to just change this little thing. And it was not working for me. And I spent like 45 minutes fighting with it. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Yes,
Yeah.
But it's just a joke. It's not like I'm serious about it.
No, of course, but it can also be frustrating for me. And yesterday I was talking to somebody else. When you create a project and then somebody else works on it, because there are multiple ways to achieve every, layout or effect, you're not sure how they did it. And if you want to change things, or you don't even remember how you created something, it might be confusing sometimes.
Yeah, for me, I'm still not like in the top of this thing. I don't even have the whole picture. I don't feel like I'm controlling it. So I feel like, okay, it's working. And then I need to change one little thing, like move it a little bit there. And I move it and everything is broken. And I'm like, what have I done? So I don't control it yet. Like I don't have the whole feeling of it yet.
What are you using it for? What are you building?
Actually, I was just using it for, it's like the very first project I did to publish, and for like landing page for the course. Also, and I spent way too much time on it, but it was like a learning experience.
Wait, what are you going to host the course on Teachable or something like that?
No, actually in Coursera, not Coursera, sorry, Coursecraft. It's unknown thing. Nobody heard of it, because if you just type in Google, let's say course hosting platform, you will have, I don't know, 3 options there. I tried each of them, but I don't know. I kind of didn't like experiences in each of them. I don't know. It was a bit heavy to me to move. It was long. I don't know. Something wasn't working for me. Then I was like, okay, maybe I'll go with Teachable, as everybody does. But then I found really randomly in YouTube, somebody just said like, oh, there's another thing nobody knows about. It's Coursecraft. It's really small, but it's super easy. It's like, as for me, it was much easier in terms of navigation. So I decided to go for it.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. As long as it has all the features, it allows you to customize your sales page and
it has
affiliates and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about
coupons, all of those.
Actually, because they have it, but you need to have their own landing page, and I'm not sure if you can just drop the code in their page. So, not sure.
Yeah. It's a struggle. Customizing online courses is a struggle.
Yeah, but
So how's
you
that
get this
going?
energy to make another one, I've heard.
Yeah. It's funny. It's going to be soon, like in August, which is not very far. It's going to be a year since I've launched the course, and it
Yeah.
seems like, wow, 1 year ago. And I have ideas for like 5 more courses that I want to do, but
Wow.
it's actually a good thing that I worked with my coach. He was like, no, don't do the next one. Focus on, building the system for this.
Yeah.
And so this whole year was just about, creating the funnel and all the systems and the email sequences and everything. And it took a lot of time, but
Yeah.
now it's actually stabilized and it's great. So I can move on to the next thing.
Wow, but is it like how much time it is taken from you right now, from your routine?
It's my whole day. It's everything.
Wow. So
I mean,
you're fully focused
yeah.
only on course.
Besides, making content and I still have a little bit of client work that I'm doing. But at the moment I'm not taking new clients.
Wow.
So yeah,
It's
it's a lot of
cool.
work.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
But there's
You
just
have
so
time.
many students. And if you want to support them and answer everybody's questions and everybody who wants to buy asks the questions, you need to think about this as well. I mean,
Yeah.
because if you're stressing out about the the Instagram notifications, think about when you have like so many people asking you questions about buying something, then you really want to respond to them
I'm
properly.
actually not stressing about notifications. I shut them all down and I only go there when I have time.
I wake up in the morning and I see, oh my God, so many questions, and like, because it's usually in the US, so when we sleep, they're asking questions, and I wake up in the morning.
For sure. Yeah. That's thing I'm not sure what to expect. First of all, I don't even know how many students I'm gonna have, and I don't know what to expect. Like right now, I accidentally I did a live stream in the weekends, and I was like doing the screenshot of the upcoming link there. It was just in the URL screenshot, and I was not ready to launch it yet. But there are a few people who actually went away and bought it, and now I don't really know what to expect. If people are buying it from screenshot, how many people I should is it big enough or it's not big enough, or like what's going to be the feedback?
You should just do a pre-sale. You should just do a pre-sale.
Yes, and it's not even launched yet, as a matter of fact.
So what? I pre-saled it before I had anything.
Yes.
Actually, the people who bought the pre-sale helped me come up with the structure of the content.
How many people did you have for a pre-sale, by the way?
Originally, I think in the pre-sale was like 3 days. I think it was 40 or 50 people.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
Something
I
like
think I
that.
expect too.
Yeah. I didn't have any expectations, by the way. I just shot a video, one shot of me 3 minutes talking, and I was like, yeah. But there were a lot of people who knew me at that point and were really excited about this, so it was a good start.
Yeah. Well, at least it also gives you some validation and expectation, what to know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I'm a little bit stressed yet about launching it.
I know, but I think that you should just put yourself out there as fast as possible.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Just waiting for the link to be ready. I was ready to launch on Monday, but then it took me for some reason.
So now you're just connecting it to the domain, to your own domain.
And it takes like 3 days.
Can you believe
already.
that I don't have that yet, by the way?
Yeah? Oh, okay.
I don't have it. I mean, yeah, I'm like, I do have my own domain, but it's connected to a Webflow website. And then when they click buy, they just go to Teachable, and then it's like ransegal.teachable.com. It's like not connected.
Ah, okay. Interesting. I was thinking to maybe do it in Webflow, but I'm annoyed by that little button made in Webflow.
What do you mean? You can remove that. Well, once the website is hosted, you can remove that.
But it's
not
hosted.
Every Webflow website.
Yes, it's hosted. But then I decided if I'm already hosting it, why don't put it on a normal domain?
No, you connect it to your own domain on Webflow.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes. I'm right now connecting it to my own domain, but in the DNS side or something, it takes like a few days to connect. Like I'm just waiting until the DNS properties to be.
So did you connect the subdomain to the DNS or the main domain?
Main domain.
There
is UX for freelancers Webflow.io, and I want to have it UX for freelancers.com, and this com takes for some reason 3 days to be
Where do you have your domain name? Is it like GoDaddy or something like that?
Yeah.
That's really weird.
I don't know. I think there is
I don't think it should be like 3 days. Yeah. All right. Exciting times. So what is your goal with this?
What was the course?
With the course. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, interesting question. To be honest, I still feel like it's just because I wanted to answer all the messages I'm usually getting in DM. It's like the original thought was like, oh, I'm always having these questions all the time, all the same. Like
about UX design. About UX design.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are still not exactly getting it, I would say. How do you onboard clients? How do you do the client interview? How do you user interview? What are the questions? How do you do usability testing? How do you come from user research to conceptualizing? How do you make this, how do you close this gap? And all of this, let's say, unknown thing for people who try to get in, like a lot of people know how to do UI design for sure. Like there are many resources for this. But UX is a little bit more tricky, I would say. And it's also not like one size fits all. You cannot say like, hey, you do this persona and it will give you that result. It's always very, let's say, personal, or not how to say, it's like subjective to the case. And you have to just kind of, for me, I was looking for a way to kind of create this mindset, how you should look at it. And how you should, here are the templates, you can go back and like reverse engineer it, and you can apply some patterns here and there. So I was just trying to give a more understanding and maybe validation, and also more of a mindset to the people who try to work with UX, and those people who are mostly annoyed with, my client doesn't want to pay for user research, what should I do? That's a typical use case.
It also handles how to freelance as a UX designer.
Actually, it's called UX for freelancers.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So one question that I had, for example, when you told me that you were working with clients remotely, was like, how do you, sometimes you need to do kind of like in-person workshops or interviews or customer interviews that are based in their locations. So how do you do that as a remote freelancer?
As a matter of fact, it's still happening online always. Sometimes you can kickstart the project in design sprint, so I can fly for 1 week, but it's always happened when you do the research, like the preliminary stage. It's either I'm able to, if this market speaks English, I'm able to interview them online, prepare all the agenda, all the blogs and stuff, and then conduct an interview and create the documents based on this with the research data. Or if it's like really market that doesn't, let's say Chinese market that doesn't really speak English, in this case, but my client speaks English since we're working together, I will have to make this online training or guide for them how to conduct the usability tests or user interviews. Literally start breaking it all by 3 blocks. First is trying to say them, here's why we're doing it. Second is what we know already, and here is the requirements for the interviews, who we need and why we need. And then basically not exactly telling them what you should ask, not like this is a specific question you should go for, but more about here's the topic we need to cover. You can ask it in this way, another way. So literally trying to guide them through this process, giving them sense.
So they are conducting the interviews.
So they can conduct it in their local language, yes.
Got it.
And
did you say you have clients in China?
Not in China, but in let's say some Spanish-speaking countries, for them it's English is, let's say Mexico is okay. Yeah. Maybe Argentina is okay, but some other countries, Brazil, no way. So yes, and sometimes you'd have to really make them, help them to do that themselves.
Got it.
And sometimes even if, for example, if it's a Spanish-speaking country, I speak Italian and I can understand Spanish, not very well, but I can understand it. And when they talk, I can be presented and I can get few thoughts, ideas, and then I can validate it with the client. Did I understand that correct? Does it mean this? Does this thing means this in our languages? And later have this catch-up conversation with the client to see if everything is what I understood.
So besides interviews, like workshops, do you do them remotely, like on Skype or you don't do workshops?
It's not exactly workshops. It's literally just like calls, or sometimes I also make a video for them. So I prepare the agenda, and then I shoot myself just making the quick just like making a video going through all this agenda, trying to talk through all of the points. And they can watch this video anytime at their time zone, whenever it's more comfortable for you. And I also send this video to like Slack or Skype, whatever is more convenient.
Got it. And you had success like selling them on, let's do a design sprint, fly me over and we'll do a design sprint?
To be honest, it's interesting because I've heard that people are struggling with selling it, but I'm not selling like a specific, like, hey, I'm selling you a design sprint. I'm usually selling a project, which means like we're doing the research, then we're doing design sprint, and then we're doing testing.
Got it.
And basically, sprint is just when they start work with me, we're doing the preliminary research. It's just a natural step to move on. Like, they understand that we need to be together to start. Maybe I'm not getting the whole business yet, so I need to be presented in their room to kickstart the project, to start conceptualizing stage, let's say. And it's kind of like I'm saying, like, here's this great framework we can use called design sprint, and they check it and like, oh, it looks good. I'm going to grab a tickets for you. So it's kind of natural for me. It's not like I'm getting to sell it for expensive.
Did it happen to you that you did a design sprint and then during the validation, the client were like, you know what, this is not a good product idea?
I think no, because I like clients who are very, very passionate about their projects. And so when we work together, they're like, yeah, this is so exciting. I'm gonna, and when we're doing this together, he's like presented for the whole sprint.
No, I'm not talking about your client. I'm talking about their customers when you're validating, when you're doing interviews with them.
It's B2C projects usually. It's not like clients. So.
Yeah, so customers, I guess.
No,
customers.
Not really. Not like, well, we test low fidelity wireframe. So it's not like they can say, oh, I don't like this icon. It would be just more confusion, let's say, in navigation or, I don't know, the name we call things. And it's okay. That's normal, typically mistakes or errors in not errors, but like long speed they take to accomplish their goal. So they're confused about something. But that's natural. It's always like this. It's not like, this is horrible. I don't like this low fidelity wireframe. What have you done? It's never happened like that.
Let me ask you a question, because now you're moving. You actually started to make the move from freelance to full-time. Do you feel that will, like, because your course is UX for freelancers, that you're going to kind of lose touch with your freelance? I'm asking because I'm afraid this will happen to me as well. That's one of the things that scares me.
Yeah, well,
how do you feel about that?
As a matter of fact, I think that it's not going to be a bad move as for me. I think I've been a little bit stressed lately and I needed really like some change. I mean, I still like freelancing, I still like working with international clients, but I just needed to have some break from it. That's one of the reasons why I also moved to office. So that's why I don't feel like a bad thing. For some people, it could be a great option. Some people would. I think it's a great option for a more introverted people who want to sit at home and have incoming clients all the time and just sit and focus on that. But for me, it was hard, and I just started to feel like, hey, I know how to do it. I'm gonna help others doing it, but maybe I'm gonna have a break from this. And I'm looking forward to wrap up the last 2 freelance clients, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe later I'll be missing it. We'll see.
Sometimes it goes up and down. Sometimes you need the slow period or intense period, and it just sounds like a lot to handle a lot. The course and clients and job stability and everything.
Definitely, I'm definitely thinking to move it only to 2 things. Like as for now, this project
and obviously running social media, because it does take a lot of time, right?
Yes.
Do you know how long you spend on it, like weekly?
Yes, actually, before, when I was trying to assume how much time I spend on it, I would say per day 2-3 hours for sure. So
Wow,
it's
2-3 hours on
sort
social
of
every day.
important thing. Yeah, it was. It was not anymore. Right now, I'm not even active. Like for me, luckily, it's working like just like reputation thing. I don't like.
What's
I
not
can
active? I see you all the time on Instagram.
only only in like how do you call it, stories, not posts,
Stories?
right?
But you even edit your stories.
But it's
You
very
even
quick
edit.
because it's mobile editing. It takes me 15 seconds to put it together, export another minute. It's on the go. I usually do it in the metro when I'm going to the job.
What do you use to edit? Maybe I'll start doing it
Yeah,
myself.
use a InShot. It's really, for me, it's so
InShot?
easy. It's so
I'm writing
seamless.
it down. InShot?
Yes, mobile app.
Okay. It does that nice transitions and
Yes, everything. It's like you have to buy it, but it's like it's really easy and great. I love it. And you can
all
also
right, I'll
color
give it a
code
try.
it, and I don't know, add the titles there. Really, everything in 2 minutes.
All right, that's cool. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
So you're taking that also a step notch down to focus and chill.
What do you mean?
Like you said, now you're spending less time on
No,
Instagram
it's
and
not. It's not that I want to do that step back. It's just that I really don't have emotional energy to do it anymore, and I feel a little bit sad about it. Like people still say
is it
like,
like
"Hey,
the
hey, can you
famous
do?"
famous burnout?
Not like a burnout yet. Like just a little bit sadness about the situation. Because I see a lot of people are doing a great job, and I feel like I want to do that too. Just don't have enough energy and time for this, unfortunately. But yes, stories, I'm trying to keep up with them all the time. Unfortunately, I'm posting only once a week. Like some people are doing it every day or twice a day. I'm not able to do that because actual
Yeah.
proper post takes 1 hour or even more. I don't have this time, unfortunately. But I try to do at least once a week.
Sounds like you feel guilty about not doing it enough.
Yes, totally. I feel it.
Yeah. I feel that way too. I think it's bad, that because we see other people, then we feel we need to compare ourselves or do just what they do, but it's hard. You don't know other people's situation, and everybody has different commitments,
Yeah,
but it's tough. It definitely adds stress.
but still, like, I think do you like edit yourself yet videos, or you're sending it to someone?
Now I have an editor that helps me.
I think that's really
Hi
good. I
Nick,
would
thank
have to
you.
think of it too. Something. It's harder with social media, with Instagram, because it's like, it's.
Yeah, but that's just YouTube. Instagram, I don't have. Now I'm looking. Yesterday, I posted on Instagram
Yeah,
that I'm
so
looking to hire somebody to help me take it to the
yes,
next level
I
as well.
think it's
Because
great.
basically, I have content, for 5 posts a day.
Yeah.
I have 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Basically, I can make 5 posts a day, but I just don't
Time.
have time for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I will see because I get used to like post kind of, let's say, profound posts. I'm not able to like do a quick photo and like, here today I was doing this client workshop or something. I don't know. For some reason, I've kind of structured it in a way that I have 4 types of posts, and to make it, I will definitely have to dig and think and prepare a lot of like pieces that I want to put together. So it's not like I can say, here's a thought, go and make it look beautiful. I think I still need to make the draft. Maybe somebody can make the visuals for it instead of me. We'll see, because I'm looking for a way to optimize it for later, I guess.
But why? By the way, why is this important? You have a good job right now.
Yeah.
You have your course coming up. Why do you need to? Why
I
is
don't
it
know.
important?
As a matter of fact, I don't know. I'm just enjoying it.
But it sounds like it's adding a lot of stress.
It's the whole thing that you are not able to keep up with this, and a community that does a great thing, like job about it. It definitely adds a lot of stress. But I still enjoy like talking to people and like feeling on the same wave, or I don't know. Like I always felt excited getting messages and all of that. I don't know, I'm just a little bit extroverted, so I'm enjoying this. So
Yeah.
But
I
in
feel
a matter
you
of fact,
totally.
I think I can live without it. It's just that I get used to it, and I want that drug in my life again.
Yeah, I know. It's dangerous though. I felt it for me lately. I started this as a hobby. It was just something that I do for fun. But now, kind of like, because I'm also selling a course, this is kind of like a marketing channel. It became a marketing channel. I didn't think about it this way, so now I'm in this position where it's not a hobby anymore. So your relationship with it changes a little bit, and you feel like, I need to do this? I want to do this? It becomes confusing.
Yeah, it becomes like a job to you, not anymore like a hobby.
Yeah. But by the way, it's the same with design, because I started with design as a hobby, then design turns into a job, and it's the same situation.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's well, we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure I'm gonna sell it like you, like really focus on full time and all the sales. As for me, I think I still do the course like a hobby, and I'm gonna manage. I'm thinking to make like live streams once per week to just answer all the questions. We'll see. But I'm not thinking that I'm gonna do it like really full time, billions of content pieces and stuff. So I think when I finish the agenda, I'm just gonna keep up with live streams, answering her questions, helping other people to maybe sort their mess, or we'll see. Trying to not.
By the way, I didn't have that plans as well. It's just that it just turned into that.
Yeah, but because it was working for you very well, and it was making sense.
It exploded. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not expecting to have a huge explosion. I expect to think that I can sustain, I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. If you can have that as another additional income stream, that's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, Anfisa, I know you need to go to work now, so have an awesome day. I hope you get to rest like 7 hours tonight.
Yes, I hope so too.
Please do. It's important.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I love chatting with you.
For talking. And, it was really nice to see you.
I hope I get to Prague soon. Then maybe we can get a beer or hang out in real life.
You will enjoy it, I'm sure.
All right. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day today.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah. Ciao.